You will see that in this convention, in this protocol,
civilians have paid a brutal price during this conflict, and we're filled with the deepest foreboding for those who remain in this last hellish corner of opposition-held eastern Aleppo. While some reportedly managed to flee yesterday, some were reportedly caught and killed on the spot, and others were arrested. There are believed to still be thousands of civilians in the neighborhoods which until recently were under opposition control, including activists and civil defense members who are at risk of grave violations, including detention, torture, and killing. We've been receiving reports that many civilians have been detained by pro-government forces. We've also been informed that pro-government forces have been entering civilian homes and killing those individuals found inside, including women and children.
And then the chair of the council mandated Commission on Human Rights.
Perhaps a few additional points to what in these hours looked like a complete meltdown of humanity in Aleppo. We also, of course, reiterate our extreme concern for the safety and security of those trapped still in the remaining neighborhoods controlled by the opposition in eastern Aleppo. And the field reports that we have heard also right now and from the Secretary General of extreme human rights violations are extremely worrying. In the past days, as the government and their allies have advanced into eastern Aleppo, civilians have had to flee along extremely dangerous routes across combat lines, and they could take almost no belongings with them. We do not have a reliable number of how many civilians are left in those contested neighborhoods. We simply don't. We do know, we do have information that there are still thousands of civilians there who may be hiding in basements wherever they think they can find shelter. And given what we have just heard about the reports of alleged extreme human rights violations against civilians, of course, our concern is for their safety and security.
In terms of actual being shot, the reports we've had are both being shot in the street or trying to flee and shot in their homes. Obviously, people are being killed by the incredibly intense bombardment as well. So we've also had reports that, bodies lying in the streets and people unable to pick up those bodies, retrieve them, because of the intensity of the bombardment and the fear of themselves being shot.
Who also has been on Friday evening by the United States on